Epilogue. Those who walk between worlds. Worlds. I've been reading way too much and talking way too much. A long, long time from now.
Every year it gets colder.
Isn't that the lady from the first
Now
game?
let's see if we can't put some life into you.
Huh. Oh my gosh. But isn't this the lady from the first game? Oh, no, but it's Saga. It is Saga. Aww. It sounded like the lady from the first game. Don't you guys think so?
One of the Sylphan worlds. Beautiful and peaceful, as always. So naturally, I grew bored again.
Oh, I'm getting really emotional again.
One of my older works. I must have painted that when I was in my late teens. I won't mess with this one, but I think I'd like to revisit this particular scene in a painting. Perhaps something that goes further back, to the beginning of the journey. Dragons and dreams.
Okay. This is amazing. You guys, I'm so sad.
The dead walked in that world. They were exceedingly polite, but it still creeped me out no end.
Oh my gosh.
I prefer my worlds three-dimensional, thank you very much. One of my favorite worlds, vast and beautiful. It took me days to walk there, across treacherous song lines, avoiding discordants and bell strikers. Oh, Papa, trying to keep me here with wards and old magic. I must have been such a handful for him, and a royal pain in the ass. They wouldn't do me much good. Those wards are long gone. Why did you never come back to me, Mama?
Oh, this is so sad.
Were you really not able to find your way? Or did something else happen? Did you forget about us?
I want to know what happened to them. I really want to know.
I like to think Papa found Mama in the end. And that they lived out their lives together somewhere green and beautiful. I miss you guys. So much.
Gosh.
Still so many worlds unvisited. So many universes left to traverse. But time's running out for me. There. Oh, yes. I remember that place. And that strapping Coruscant farm boy. It was an enjoyable 2 weeks. Until his wife returned.
Oh my gosh. What the hell, dude? What? Okay.
I had to visit Letok. I couldn't just let that mystery be. But the paths didn't lead me to them. All to that time. And I found nothing.
I'm gonna look around first. I don't want it to end. I don't.
The people of Stark got a sneak peek of what reunification would be like with the collapse. For most, it was not a pleasant experience. The people of Stark got a sneak peek the secret lives of Stickman.
Because sometimes, you know, they have like 2 different thoughts, so that's what I tried.
I'll sit down and read later with a good cup of tea from a floating teacup.
Oh, I love tea. Maybe a bit too much.
She came to me when I was a child. She spoke to me, comforted me.
Oh my god. It's closed off. No. Well, the table is still there at least.
Words like that one are jarring. Everything just slightly off. It's like it was designed to keep me on edge, and I have such a hard time understanding post-physicals. The complete history of the War of the Balance and the Reunification of Worlds, Volumes 1 to 13. I've yet to make it all the way through, I'm afraid. That's a tale for another occasion.
Okay.
The twin worlds became one,
That's awesome.
and decades of strife and unrest followed. Many perished, but it had to be so. Magic and science could not be divided forever.
Awesome. So they're actually one now. That's really cool. Aw, your guitar.
Thank the worlds, I learned to play the guitar, or I might never have discovered the song lines. I'm too busy to call on the song lines tonight. But perhaps another day, when my legs don't hurt.
Aww. Oh my gosh.
His feathers are a lot grayer these days, poor thing. He hates growing old even more than I do.
Aw, Crow.
I'll leave it be. This was April's. I'm not sure how that's possible or how it ended up here, but so much energy. Her chi is in this.
Oh my god.
I feel her presence in this. I mean, I always feel her presence. That's inevitable. But there is something about this talisman. It's hard sometimes to separate my own memories from what I've read and heard. April's journeys are vivid to me, but also dreamlike. I've spent so many years trying to make sense of our connection. I don't think I ever will.
Oh, you don't even understand. Oh, you have. Oh, I just realized that she has the locket your mother gave her. Oh, that's so cute.
Someday, at the very end, maybe we will meet face to face before the cycle begins anew.
Oh, jeez. This is. I love this game, guys. You have no idea.
Now that my life's winding down, I feel like I'm just beginning to understand song lines. But at least here they are, charted and documented. Someone may benefit from my experiences. Perhaps I'll take one final walk along a winding path and listen to the songs and stories. Perhaps when the spring between worlds thaws the frost on the turnstiles.
I'm kind of disappointed that she doesn't remember the saga. Or that she didn't get memories or like realize what their connection really was. That's too bad. Hopefully we will see this, but it's fine if we won't. It's just kind of. Oh, I like that a lot.
I would so like to go, but not now. Not today. Hugsy. He's the only creature in this little world of ours older than me.
Talk to Hugsy.
What's that, Hugsy? You miss Papa? I miss him too, old buddy. I'll release you when the time comes. And you can float on the winds until you find another stuffed toy in another little girl's room.
Oh my God.
I used to think he spoke to me. And I do believe I was right about that. There's a spirit inside him, old and shy.
Okay.
I think Mama put him there to watch over me when she was traveling.
What if that's her mama? No. No. It can't be right. No.
Oh, dear old Hugsy. You're barely holding together.
Oh, Zoe. Oops.
Brave Zoe. It couldn't have been easy getting caught up in events and wanting nothing more than a quiet, normal life. I believe her daughter is still alive in the continuity.
What?
Along with her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. From what I've heard, she lived a long and fulfilling life. And I know she passed the dream on, or all this wouldn't be.
Exactly.
From what I've heard, she lived a long
sorry,
and
guys.
fulfilling life. And I know not bad for a 7-year-old with no idea of what was happening to her and why she was having such vivid dreams. Arcadia, Crow, the Rolling Man, the beginning of a long, long journey. I'll leave them up. After all, Papa isn't around to tell me to clean up and bring them to my room. Now, there's a face I haven't seen in a long time.
Rico.
Liko stayed true to Kian until the
Aww.
end. Though to be honest, I always thought they were gonna end up killing each other. I'll leave that hanging where it is.
Ooh. Is that Keon, maybe?
Our bloodless king. He did not enjoy that throne, but he never complained. Not to me, at least. Even my endless teasing couldn't faze him. My dearest Kian, I miss our long conversations. I even miss how every single one of my jokes passed over your head.
Is it time? Is this the end? Teacup? I'm supposed to count the fire, but...
Rose loved to tinker with her creations. Now, where did those dragonflies of hers go? I'll make some tea to go with the shortbread later, after my guest has left.
Are you... Am I the guest? Do you know I'm here? Do you know I'm here? Oh no, that's so freaky. What?
It's the comfy chair. I never could get rid of that old thing. If I sit down, I don't know if I'll be able to get up again today.
Okay guys, we're gonna do this and rest your legs in the comfy chair. Oh. Who is that? No, it's coming from over here. No, over here. What the hell? What is this? I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. What's gonna happen? I'm so nervous. Okay. What? Oh.
It's freezing out there.
Oh.
You should not have let me go outside. Brr.
You're a big boy. What imbalance were you thinking?
Fresh air. And I was going a bit stir-crazy inside.
You know very well it's not safe. Paths shift with the wind between worlds, and the song lines are fragile things at the best of times. One discord, and you could end up lost forever. Just like...
You worry too much, old woman.
Oh, old woman, huh? You're no spring chicken yourself, bird.
Oh, bird me. I've survived worse. Anyway, time to dry my cold feathers by a roaring fire while I enjoy a saucer of sweet sherry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you. You can't
What? I can't what?
be here.
You're not serious. You're serious.
I'm receiving a visitor, and she mustn't see you. There'll be too many questions. Questions I can't easily answer.
And who, pray tell, is this very important visitor?
I will tell you. Afterwards. Go upstairs and warm yourself by the chimney. It won't be too long.
After all these years, I get no respect.
I just like
No, don't say anything. It's
April.
fine. I'm going upstairs.
You know, like the
Just don't expect me to come back down again later. Or ever.
I'm making shortbread.
Call me when it's ready.
I'm thinking it might actually be April Ryan again. Sort of, you know, if she is, like, I don't know. It kind of feels like it, because this looks exactly like the first game, guys. Seriously. Oh my gosh. April Ryan, is she going to come here? And Crow's sitting there. Aww. Either it's April Ryan or like sort of April Ryan again, but not. It's really confusing everything, but
I've traveled so many worlds, across so many ages, but I never found a chair quite as comfortable as this one.
I mean, it looks exactly like the first game. And I believe she had the crow, right? I'm pretty sure. I only played the game once, but I'm pretty sure that she did. Okay, we'll just have to see. Oh. Yes, I was right! Oh my gosh!
Welcome, April Ryan.
Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, what? It's so weird. Like she's... Oh, it was the end. Oh. It was really cool. I mean, I have so many questions and about everything, but yeah, I think I need to like read a little bit more about the game again. So I feel like I kind of lost a lot of specific details. I really want to try and like know all of its secrets, because I'm sure there's a lot of things that I have missed. And yeah. It's so strange. So she lives that long that she kind of like, I don't know, Brian, why did you become a bad guy? I liked him in the first game, you know? And I appreciate these pictures, because, yeah. What am I gonna do now? Like, I'm so sad because this is obviously the end. I mean, it was really good. I'm very satisfied with the way it ended, and I'm so happy that Crow didn't, you know, die forever, you know? I'll definitely replay all 3 of the games sometime. Probably pretty soon, I think. Zoe. It would have been fun if Zoe would have connected or like actually interacted a bit more with the others. I mean, April Ryan guided her a few times. It would have been cool to see a bit more of that, but oh wow, 24,000 backers. I didn't back it up because I had no idea. I don't understand why I didn't hear anything about it. I would have totally backed the game. I need to be more like active and like Kickstarters and stuff. Oh, April. You're deaf. So like that happens again, like it's so weird. Like what happens like after her time? It is so confusing. It's great, like it's so interesting, but it's still so confusing. What happens to Saga? Like what happens after she dies? Or she might never actually die. I mean, that's probably it, right? Maybe they live forever. It seems like it. Yeah. Because she was the old lady at the beginning of the game. And then when we played in this game, we see what it's like for her growing up. It's so weird. So April or Saga, like they live forever. That's cool. I want to learn more about the white dragon, but she didn't Zoe Cassetti. So she really did die. But the question is whether or not she could be able to like be reborn as well. See, I really don't know. I should have like read more about it, I think. But I promise you, I will read a lot after once the credits rolled. I'm gonna read for probably hours to remember most of the stuff that I've forgotten, because it's really good, and I feel kind of bad that I have forgotten so much. It feels like I've forgotten a lot of things, at least. the game was really good. All of the games were really good. And I do feel a little bit bad that I was talking a lot about April when I was playing as Zoe. But, I mean, you gotta, you get a bigger connection to the first, character. Because it kind of feels like they're the real character, if that makes sense. Even though there could be multiple characters, because the first game only had one playable character. It's just kind of feels like she was the one I was supposed to control, but then, Saga comes in, and she's like recreate. Jeez, I can't even talk anymore. It's really late, and I have so many thoughts. But I'm just really happy that they were able to actually publish the game and everything, that it worked out. So props to you if you're one of these people who backed it. It's awesome. It's a lot of you guys. I'll definitely check out what they will create in the future, because they obviously know how to write games. They're really good. But like, the most satisfying thing was that I was able to see Crow alive again. That was the best thing ever. He broke my heart like 2 times. Oh jeez, I'm still getting teared up thinking about it. I love this song. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go now, I suppose. I don't have much more to say. I just really liked everything pretty much. I mean, there's a few things that I complain about, but I mean, no game is perfect, so it was very satisfying, and it's actually definitely one of my favorite video games, video game, at least, video game series, like all 3 of them together. It was good. It was really good. So I'm just gonna let the music and credits roll, but I'll say goodbye to you now, because yeah, I'm really tired and I can't come up with anything else to say. So hopefully I will see you and I play another game. Oh, you can give me some recommendations if you want to, but I can't run all games on my computer, unfortunately, because it's really old. The only thing that's fairly new is my graphic card. I'm planning on upgrading it, but yeah. Anyway, bye!
Trying, I still don't really